In the city of Rochester, New York, the story of 16-year-old Cahry Christopher Gibson has left an entire community heartbroken, inspired, and searching for answers. What happened to this young man, how his life ended, and what came to light afterward created one of the most emotional cases the community has witnessed in years. This is the full story. Before tragedy struck, Cahry was like many teenagers trying to find their way in the world. He was a student at Edison Technical High School, known for his easy smile, love of basketball, and his protective nature toward the people he cared about. Friends described him as someone who could turn a bad day around just by being present. Family members say Cahry was gentle, goofy, and full of life, a teenager with dreams, energy, and a deep love for his siblings. He wasn't perfect, like any kid, but he had a good heart and a hopeful future. But none of them knew that the last weeks of his life would unfold in the way they did. In early fall, Cahry suffered a severe traumatic brain injury under circumstances that remain unclear to the public. He was rushed to the hospital where doctors placed him on a ventilator. For days, and then weeks, the family held on to hope that something would change, that Cahry would open his eyes or show some sign of recovery. But that moment never came. Doctors met with his father, Christopher Gibson, explaining the severity of the brain injury. The damage was catastrophic. They said Cahry would not recover, and that even if he did wake up, he would have no meaningful quality of life. Christopher was faced with a decision no parent should ever have to make. After nearly a month on life support, surrounded by machines and wires, Cahry's father made the devastating decision to remove him from the ventilator. It was a moment filled with grief, anger, confusion, and heartbreak. But even in that moment of loss, Christopher made a choice that would give others a chance at life. He agreed to donate Cahry's organs. Doctors and nurses lined the hallway for an honor walk, a silent tribute given only to organ donors. As Cahry was wheeled through, his family walked alongside him, holding on to each other and to the last moments they would share with him. The video of that walk would later circulate online, moving thousands of people to tears. In interviews afterward, Christopher spoke openly about the unbearable pain of losing his son. He said he was proud of Cahry, proud that even in death, his son was able to save lives. But behind this pride was a grief so deep, it shook him to his core. "I held 2 sons," he said, "and now I only have 1. His words resonated with parents across the community. Everyone could feel the rawness of his loss. But the story didn't end there. As the days passed and people mourned, Cahry's father made a decision that would spark new conversations and controversy. On Facebook, he shared a recording of Cahry speaking in his own voice.
"What happened with your sister?"
"We in the house. The day was going fine. My mom, she all in her feelings about Germany. She was just downstairs crying about it before we went upstairs. We go upstairs. My mom told my sister, she was like, don't have your door closed. My mom always tell my sister don't have her door closed, and my sister always still close it. And my mom would get mad at her about that. But my sister didn't have her door all the way closed yesterday. She had it cracked open. My mom come busting in the room, yelling, talking about something. Why you got the door closed? And started hitting her. And then I heard my sister crying and screaming. And I looked up and my mom just had a tight grip on her hair. And then after she started hitting her, my mom yelled at me because I called her name when she was doing it to my sister. And she was like, she was mad about it. And I was like, well, Mom, I understand that you told her to keep the door open, but her door wasn't even all the way closed. And it's not, I told her it's not necessary to pull on her hair. And then she got mad and all of that. And my mom, she don't know that she do this, but when this happened every time, my sister, it's like every time she mad at Jeremy, she get mad at my sister. And I don't think she realized that she do it. Anytime when she mad at him, my sister always end up getting in trouble for something. And she don't realize that it looked like she taking her anger out on my sister. She don't realize it. She thinks she not, but she is. this happened every time she mad at him. It seemed like she just find a reason to get mad at my sister.
Well, maybe that's the problem.
And I don't never say nothing when she be hitting my sister, but last night, she was just doing too much.
So she decided to grab you by your hair too?
Yes. Cause I was like, when I watched her do it, she had a tight grip on the side of my sister's hair, right here on her head. My sister was crying, saying her head hurt after. And then she tried to say, and she was like, since I was pulling it that hard, let me show you how I was doing it, and grab my hair.
And you grabbed her arm?
I did, cause she was pulling my hair mad hard. She literally was grabbing my hair like this, getting here about to rip it out my head.
So when did she hit you in your mouth?
When she was holding my hair. She hit me in my mouth with her other hand.
Really?
Yes. And I ain't cry, I ain't do nothing, cause my mom hip don't be hurting me no more. So I was just standing there.
What you mean hurting you no more? She didn't hit you like this before?
No, she hit me before, but you know when you younger and you get hit,
yeah,
it hurt. But once you get older, once you get a certain age, it just don't hurt no more.
Yeah.
So whenever my mom, like, if she popped me on my lip or something like that, I don't say nothing because it don't be hurting no more. So I really don't be caring. So she was hitting me, but I really didn't have no reaction to it.
Because it wasn't hurting you?
Yeah, I didn't even know that she made me bust my lip till I went to use the bathroom and I was brushing my hair down in the mirror and then I seen my lip was busted. That's when I realized she busted my lip. I didn't even know it was busted at first.
Don't allow yourself to be abused. You know what abuse is. You're 14 years old, you're about to be 15. You know what abuse is. If you need to, you pick up the phone, you make the phone call. All right, man. Take your shower. I'll call and check on you in a few, all right? You call me and let me know if you want something to eat. I'll cash out you some money or
I don't got my phone.
Don't worry about it. If you want something to eat, just let me know. When she get home, I'll talk to her, all right? And I'll try to make something happen for you, all right? Try to get your phone back and everything, okay? Was she locked your controllers up, or she got all your stuff in the car?
I don't know where she put my controller. She took all my shoes. She didn't take all my shoes. She took one of every shoe that I got.
She took one of every shoe that you got. And she took your controllers and she took your phone.
Well, I know where my shoes at, but I don't know where my controller's at. And she said before she left, she said if I want my phone back, I better think about what I want to say to apologize to her.
So think about it and apologize to her. We got to play the role if we're going to make this thing happen about you coming to spend time with me. If we want to get the more, you got to play the role. All right? So figure out what you're going to say when you apologize to her. Get it done. Hug her, kiss her, tell her you love her, whatever you got to do. Because without that phone, I don't have no communication with you. And I need to be able to talk to you. So do what you got to do to get your phone back at least. All right?
In the recording, Cahry talks about his mother, not in anger, but in sadness. He describes how, during times when she was struggling with relationships or personal stress, she would allegedly take her frustrations out on him and his sister. He claimed that arguments would escalate, and at times, the children felt unsafe. Cahry explained that whenever things got heated, he would step in to protect his younger sister, trying to shield her from the emotional and physical outbursts he said came from their mother. In the recording, he sounded tired, like someone who had carried more responsibility than a child should ever have to. Christopher posted the recording because he felt people needed to know what his son had been living through. To him, it was a way of giving voice to his son, of telling the world that Cahry had been struggling in ways most people never saw. But the allegations have not been confirmed by authorities. No legal actions or charges were filed publicly at the time the recording surfaced. Still, the recording added a painful, complicated layer to an already heartbreaking story. Some people supported Christopher, saying a father's insight into his children's experiences is important. Others felt uncomfortable, worried about privacy, and the emotional weight of placing accusations online during a time of grief. Regardless, the recording became part of the broader narrative surrounding Cahry's short life and the challenges he faced behind closed doors. Despite all the pain, all the confusion, and all the unanswered questions, Cahry's story has touched thousands of hearts. His organ donation saved multiple lives. His honor walk inspired strangers across the country. And the recording his father shared brought attention to the struggles that some teens endure silently. Cahry's life was short, but he left a mark far bigger than his years. He will be remembered for his kind heart, his loyalty to his family, his love for his sister, and the bravery he showed even in sharing the truth of his experiences. His story is one of tragedy, but also one of impact and legacy. A reminder that behind every statistic, every headline, and every tragedy, there is a child with dreams, a family with love, and a community left forever changed.